I'm speechless. This is the first time I've ever seen me in a veil.
Y'all got me crying.
I mean, goodness. I could see it. It was tangible to me.
In that house, I just saw us having all of our kids running around just like me and my brother did.
I'm like giving up one dream to have another dream.
You are playing so dirty.
How do we pick between the day that we deserve and we want and the future?
Do we have a decision?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
All right, back on Out and About today. Just saw a little bit of Marriage or Mortgage, big hit on Netflix, and our co-host, Nicole Holmes, is with us for the entire show. So, Nicole, I want to know, too, you guys filmed this all around Nashville and that sort of thing. So what was that like trying to keep that a secret? Because I know when you were shooting this, you couldn't let people know what you were doing. Tell me about that.
Right. Honestly, it wasn't that difficult. I think because Nashville is just the it city and people are running around all that. It's not a big deal to see people with movie cameras now running around and doing stuff. So it really wasn't a problem. Everyone has been very respectful when we were shooting. And, you know, thank goodness I had a handful of girls that back at my real estate office that helped me find all of those homes. It was virtually impossible for me to do all of that legwork. So they did the majority of it. I'm just the duck skimming across the water, and they were all the little feet paddling below, getting all the houses lined up and making sure that the owners, the current owners, were okay with us filming there and all of that good stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is, but everybody was overall really great about it.
And I'm curious, too, because with the couples throughout the season, would you take one couple and basically do everything with them as far as showing them the houses? Or did you have multiple shows going on at the same time and showing different couples, different homes from different shows?
So there was a couple of times that we would swap couples back and forth, like in one day of shooting. But for the most part, I guess for the sanity of the production team, it was easier to keep the couples copacetic the same way through the entire show. But we didn't know what order the couples were going to be put in. So it was funny because we're saying, oh, the first couple, the second couple, and then we're like, well, we can't do that. We can't say that because we don't know how they're going to be arranged once it's out on Netflix. So it was really interesting, but so fun. Just all part of knowing behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, it's so well put together. Now, one of the couples, you talk about a lively couple, and they were so entertaining to watch, and Cindy and Carla. And Cindy Anders Looper, she's a well-known pastor here in Nashville. Yes. Tell me about that, because that looked like a really fun couple to work with.
I mean, if there were blooper reels, they would be the queens of our blooper reels. They were such a hoot to work with. So much fun, so energetic and outgoing, and the one-liners, I mean, they were made for TV. They truly were. And sweet. Oh my gosh, we love them to pieces.
Okay, well, let's let the audience take a look at them, because I know when you were showing them the home, you showed them a room that would be a perfect office for Cindy, but things kind of changed when you showed it to them. Take a look.
Oh my goodness, look at this. I love it.
I have taken the liberty of staging a wonderful office space for you. Got your big bright window, your desk. Isn't it relaxing?
You did good, yeah.
It is wonderful.
It's really cool.
I love the energy of the space and could totally see myself writing a sermon here. Yeah. Let me try it out.
Please
try
do.
it out.
If you feel like pinning a phrase or two.
Oh, wow. This is a serious chair. The pastor is in.
I feel like I'm doing accounting.
Yes, and how may I help you today? But this is beautiful.
Yeah. And you can keep all of your stuff up here out of sight.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yes. This might be my favorite room in the whole house.
And I thought I was doing it for you.
Exactly. No, look what you did for me.
What you did for Carla. So that just looks like, I mean, that was a great episode. I just got to tell you, that was one of the most fun ones.
A lot of feedback on that one. Everyone loves Carla and Cindy, and rightfully so. They're sweethearts.
I even noticed on social media, you know, and I don't know how serious it was, but people were asking if one of the couples were to get their own show, who would you vote for? And I noticed a lot of people voting for Cindy and Carla do an offshoot.
I hadn't seen that, but I totally get it. Absolutely. That's an easy pick.
Yeah. So tell me, too, the challenge of when you're trying to, I mean, you're obviously wanting to get your house sold. How competitive, though, did it get between you and Sarah when it really got down to the nitty-gritty?
I mean, it got competitive. When we would come in on the very last day of shooting and offer up our incentives, Sarah didn't know what I had. I didn't know what she had to offer to them. And so there were some days that I was like, how can you do this? How can you knock off, you know, $1,000 off of this veil or whatever it was? And we just went back and forth a lot. But yeah. Oh, and when we made a deal after the very first one, it was the loser pops the champagne. So that's what we had to do. And sadly, I popped a lot of champagne that season.
So all the feedback,
season, if there is one.
There's so much great feedback on it. So tell me a little bit about some of the feedback that you've heard when people have gotten on to this one.
Let's see. Everyone is super excited that it's inclusive. I mean, and I love the diversity that we have on the show. Not only, you know, the LGBTQ side of it, but we've got biracial couples. We have a middle-aged couple. We've got young couples. There was a couple that was in their 20s that you saw. And by the way, she's pregnant. They chose, spoiler alert, they chose wedding. She's currently pregnant, so that's exciting. And it's just fun to keep up with everybody, right? It's just so great to... I mean, they're our clients, so why wouldn't we keep up with them? We would keep up with everyday clients, and so this is no different.
Absolutely. Again, one of the most fun shows that's been on television this year, and it's such a great time coming out of this pandemic year. I'm telling you, it is the perfect recipe to watch, to just binge all at once. Okay, we are going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to get to know Nicole a little bit better, so come on back with us.